How you feel about Kendrick's
Oh
performance?
man, Kendrick killed it.
Okay.
Killed it.
Okay.
You know, the storytelling, the performance, the showmanship.
A different bag, guys. I think
Man,
J.
shut
Cole's
up,
gonna
big
respond.
boy.
This ain't gonna be just for Kendrick. Kendrick is gonna be a part of it 1000%. But it's gonna be other niggas that's it's like a bundle pack.
What's the biddy?
The city. That's how Blood would say it, though.
Oh, Drake got blood.
No. But
A Drake versus the industry. Is his downfall a coordinated takedown? Kendrick Lamar just made history. Over 130 million people tuned into his Super Bowl halftime show, shattering records and proving once again why he's one of the most influential artists of our time. His performance wasn't just a spectacle, it was a power move, a statement that left the world talking.
Wake up. That halftime performance was a message. He did that for us. Now, some of y'all missed the message because y'all was too busy talking about Drake, okay? Listen, when he said the culture was being divided, 40 acres and a mule, do y'all understand that that was a promise that was never fulfilled?
Clearly, Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance went all the way over some people's heads. But what if I were to tell you that was the whole point?
But while Kendrick is at the top of his game, Drake is unraveling right before our eyes. From trolling UMG CEO Lucien Grange to dragging Sophia Richie into his mess, his moves are becoming more erratic by the day. And now, there's growing speculation that Drake's downfall wasn't an accident, it was orchestrated from the inside. At first glance, it might look like Drake is just having a rough year, caught in the aftermath of a vicious rap beef with Kendrick. But industry insiders say this goes far beyond a battle for rap supremacy. Drake isn't just losing a lyrical war, he's fighting for his survival in the industry. His lawsuit against Universal Music Group is a bold, almost reckless attack against the very machine that helped make him a global superstar. This is the same label that once handed him a $400 million deal, a deal that secured his dominance for years. But now, the industry is turning on him and the cracks are showing. And then there's Pusha T's cryptic message, a simple but chilling Instagram story that read, "Mission accomplished, congrats." Fans immediately took this as a victory lap, a signal that Drake's empire was always meant to collapse.
I have not seen one white person say, it was boring, it was bad, it was mid. I've only seen them say all the bad stuff because Kendrick Lamar did what he did. Or they're so enamored to the point where they're explaining 40 acres and a mule to black people.
But here's the real question. Was Kendrick's Super Bowl moment the final nail in the coffin, or just the beginning of Drake's reckoning? For years, Drake was untouchable. He sat at the top of the rap game, untouched by diss tracks, industry politics, or shifting cultural tides. But that invincibility started to crack in 2018 when Pusha T did what no one else had been able to do: expose Drake's most guarded secret. The story of Adidon didn't just reveal Drake's hidden child. It changed the way the world saw him. It shattered his golden boy image and left him vulnerable in a way he had never been before. Now, 6 years later, Kendrick has come in to finish the job.
Yeah, Drake, get out of that club. Listen, them scallywags gonna be here next week. Get out of that club. Go lock back in. Go get 15 scented candles, my nigga. Go get like one of these, like, go get Boy Wonder vinyls. Go get you a nigga named Binks or whatever his name is.
Drake had every opportunity to respond on wax, to take the battle directly to Kendrick.
Those are the records that my parents played when I was growing up. In the 90s, they played nothing but Isley Brothers, Temptations, all the way to gangster rap, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg. So that was the influence. I said my first album, my debut, I wanted to make an album like this, but I wasn't confident enough.
Instead, he's lashing out in bizarre ways, taking shots at Lucien Grange's family instead of his actual opponent. His decision to follow Sophia Richie, the daughter-in-law of his former industry ally, was calculated, but it backfired spectacularly. Fans immediately called him out, questioning why he was dragging women into his fight instead of standing on his own 2 feet. And it's not the first time. Drake has a history of going after women close to his enemies instead of facing them head-on. Meek Mill? Drake took shots at Nicki Minaj instead of solely focusing on Meek. Pusha T? He dragged Pusha's fiancée, Virginia Williams, into the mix. Kendrick Lamar? He threw repeated subliminals at Whitney Alford, Kendrick's longtime partner. Mel? Instead of clapping back at the rap legend's critique, Drake followed his 18-year-old daughter out of sheer pettiness. Now, Sophia Richie is just the latest target in his pattern of deflection, and fans aren't buying it. But if you think this is just another case of rap beef gone too far, think again, because there's a much bigger theory at play.
You the one that really needs to say
Drake's the
something.
one that really need to come out because Future and Metro got the beef with Drake. They don't follow Drake. They didn't follow Cole.
That's why I'm saying he can't respond right now while he's on. So because with this is a whole different, this Drake has to go into a whole different mindset.
Some believe Drake's downfall isn't just about Kendrick. It's tied to a much darker web of industry politics and power plays. And at the center of it all, Lucian Grange and the Diddy scandal. Back in 2024, Grange's name appeared in one of the lawsuits filed against Diddy, linking him to some of the most serious allegations the industry has ever faced. The lawsuit painted a damning picture of powerful executives allegedly involved in shady dealings, secret recordings, and behind-the-scenes corruption. But then, just months later, something else happened. Kendrick dropped 3 diss tracks directly targeting Drake. Euphoria, Meet the Grams, and Not Like Us weren't just personal attacks. They were calculated strikes, hitting Drake where it hurt the most, his reputation. Fans are now wondering, was Drake advised to stay quiet? Was he warned not to stir the pot while industry figures work to clean up their own mess? Because if that's the case, he did the exact opposite. Instead of lying low, Drake made the most dangerous move possible. He sued Universal Music Group. And that's where things get really messy. Because history has shown that no artist, no matter how powerful, is bigger than the system. Drake spent years thinking he was an exception to the rule. But now, the same industry that built him up is watching him fall. And the question now is, can he recover? Is this just a temporary setback, or are we witnessing the permanent decline of one of the biggest artists of our generation? One thing is certain, this war isn't over, not by a long shot. What do you think? Did Kendrick and Pusha T orchestrate the ultimate takedown? Did Lucian Grange play a role in Drake's downfall? Or is Drake just self-destructing in real time? Let us know what you think, because if the last few weeks have proven anything, this story is far from over.